This segment brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture. To join today or for more information, go to kfb.org or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
Welcome to Farm Factor. Up first today, Duane Toews talks with David Newman about the launch of the National Pork Boards 4.0.
Duane Toews joining him once again on the program. An opportunity to catch up with David Newman, president of the National Pork Board. David, we think about the pork industry, certainly one that has gone through changes through time. One thing remains, though, is the pork board's desire to make things more profitable for growers.
Well, that's right. It's our focus at the National Pork Board is consumer-focused, producer-led. So it's very important to us that we keep that emphasis on the things that impact our producers the most in order to sell pork, not just domestically, but around the world.
Thinking about the pork board, they're kind of doing a refresh, if you will, and it's brought some excitement back to some of the things that you're doing on the producer and consumer side.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are engaging in a whole new National Pork Board strategy right now. So we just launched our National Pork Board 4.0 Checkoff plan, and that's something that we're engaging in really strong right now in the last quarter of 2019 rolling into 2020. And really what that plan is about is going back to 1986 when the Pork Board was created through the Pork Act and Order. That was 1.0, and we've changed into 2 and 3 and now 4 over time. And it's about adapting to change. It's adapting to our consumers. It's adapting to the fact that we don't raise hogs the way we raised them in 1986. We don't farm the way we did in 1986. And certainly when we look at technology, we are, rapidly advancing in that area. So what we really want to do with 4.0, what we are doing is becoming more nimble, more transparent, and more easily engaged. And what I mean is my job as president of the board is to oversee the responsible allocation of those dollars. But we also need to be able to deploy dollars quickly and get results that have an impact for our producers in a really timely manner.
Well, certainly we think about, you'd reference, we don't raise pigs the same we did in 86. The consumer isn't the same consumer we had in 1986, and a different world that we live in, really.
Well, it's definitely a different world. So go back to 1986 when we were still predominantly marketing to baby boomers. Fast forward today where we're marketing to Gen Z and millennials, what people call the digital natives. Young people who've never known life without the internet, never known life without a cell phone. So understanding what they want, why they want it, how they want it presented to them, that is going to be critically important because they are the largest growing segment of our population who's spending the money on protein. So it is going to be a fascinating approach in how we move forward. And as we do that, we need to have an understanding that it's going to be the piece that we need to focus on.
We think about culturally, we're not the same either. A very diverse population of people that enjoy pork within the borders of the U.S.
That's right. Well, that brings up a great point, and that is our multicultural efforts. So not only do we have Gen Zs and millennials and the existing population, we have a rapidly growing population of multicultural here in the United States who have a strong culture in pork. They're very pork-centric. So, the Latino segment alone spends about $1.7 trillion a year on goods, and pork as a protein is especially one of them. So as we look at that and we look at ways that we can market to our different audiences throughout the United States, that's going to help keep that lift on the product that we have available up and hopefully help stabilize market conditions throughout time.
That'll do it for this time around on the program. Jamie, we'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Duane. Stay tuned for the Kansas soybean update coming up next here on Farm Factor.